Hi. So now let us see a very important concept, that is creating a table actually. So because to do any operations later or whatever we are going to learn, for that the mandatory thing is table. So first of all, let us try to understand that how to create a table and what are all different things you have to maintain when you are creating a table. Okay. So what is the meaning of the table actually? It is very simple. A table is used to organize the data in the form of rows and columns, and use it for both storing and displaying the records in a structured format actually. Okay. So you can see table is like a spreadsheet. So if you take this one, okay, so we are going to have a set of rows, okay, for example like this, and we are going to have a columns, okay, like this we are going to have a column. So for example, this is a roll number, and this is a name, this is like a marks, okay, and this is like a address. So like this we are going to have a columns and we are going to have a rows, and this table must have some name. Okay, that's it actually. So this is a table we are going to create in the database. So table creation command require three things. Okay, so the one is name of the table, this part, and the another one is name of the column. So these things, roll number, name, marks, address, all these names you must define actually. And the another thing is domain of the column. This is very important. So for example, roll number, if you take, what kind of data you are allowing in this particular column actually, in this entire column. Okay, so for example, I want to store roll number, means for example integer data only, that is what domain means. And the name, so name is like a string, right? So it is a combination of characters, so that means char type data only you are going to allow under this name actually. And marks is like a float, right? Okay, and the address is again character. So like this, under that particular column, what kind of data only you are allowing, that domain you must mention actually for that particular column. Okay, now if you see the syntax, so this is especially command line syntax actually, because by using the MySQL workbench also you can create, but let us try to understand command line. Then creating by using MySQL workbench is very simple one. Okay, here you can see create table. This is the keyword you must use, create, and what you are creating a table, and that table must have a name. Okay, like this one, this is the this you maintained. And after that, column name actually, column 1, column 2, column 3 are like roll number 1, name, marks, address, all these things. And the domain is, as we mentioned here, what this column 1, what kind of data only it has to allow, that is mentioning domain actually. And sometimes you may have the constraints. Okay, those constraints at the end you are mentioning actually. So this is optional. You may have the constraints, may not have the constraints, that is why it is in a square brackets. Okay, so this is what the first thing we must understand actually. Okay, then now let us try to create a one simple table in the database. So here I'm going to create student table actually. So create table. So the table name is student. Okay, then so you must give the braces. Inside the braces, we have to mention the columns and their corresponding domains. So for example, roll number I am going to take. Okay, so roll number or number, then its data type is integer. Okay, and you see the constraints is like I should not allow null values under this roll number actually. So I must mention not null, and at the same time I'm going to give this as a auto increment. Okay, so auto increment. Okay, so this is what the roll number part. Now name. Okay, student name, so that is where char of, for example, 20 length I am giving. Okay, then for example his Address, let us take address. So this is also varchar of, for example, let us take as 30. Okay, then let us take age. So here you must difference, you must give the comma after each column. So age, so age is like always integer, right? So this is what. Now after this, as we mentioned in the syntax, you have to give the table constraints actually if you have. That is optional one. For example, I want to make roll number as a primary. Then what we have to do? So primary key of which one? So roll number. Okay. So now this is what the syntax for creating a table. See, time being, you just need even this part also, that is advanced one, we will see later. Just name, column name, and it's a domain. So if you just have a habit, just familiar how to create a table, then other things we can add later actually, one by one by learning. Okay. So in this way, we can create a table. Now, if I run, what is going to happen? Let us check. So let us see the output, whether it is created successfully or not. So now you can see table is created. So when table is created, how you can check actually, okay, whether table is created or not. So it is very simple that, let us see here. Show tables. Okay. So if I run this one, now if I run, so you can see what are all tables are there already. Already you have DEPT, EMP, temp, test actually, and now you created student table. That is what. Okay. So that table also we are able to see in the all tables section. Okay. So we can use this for show tables command. We can use for see all tables which are exist in the database. And at the same time, I want to know metadata of this particular table. Then it is very simple that use the keyword describe and then table name student. Then you can see it's a metadata actually. What does it mean? So you can see here, what are all the columns you have, their data types, and what are all the null, if any key is there, default values, all data, metadata, the data about the data you can see by using the describe command actually. Okay. So this is by using command line argument, command line, you can create a table actually. Manually you are creating. So this entire script we written. Now by using this MySQL workbench, okay, by using this one, how you can create actually. So come to this navigation tab, this left side bar, and here this is the database you are using. And in this database, suppose you have only tables. So if I expand tables, these are the tables we have. So now if you refresh, even student also will come, whatever we created. Now let us see how to create a table from the MySQL workbench without writing this much script. So you can see simply here, you just right click on the tables tab actually. So here we have a create a table. So click on create table. Then you can see here, so let us, yeah. So you can see here table name. So for example, student one, I am giving the table name. Okay. So all these things, let it be default. Now let us come here, create a columns actually. So same thing, roll number I am giving. What is the data type? So integer. Is it a primary key? So that is what actually directly you can mention whether it is a primary key or not actually. Okay. So here if you see, PK means primary key, NN means not null actually. Okay. Then UQ means unique. Okay. And then B means binary. Okay. These data types you can we can see actually all these constraints. These are the constraints actually. Constraints of course we will see separately. Okay. UN means it is unsigned data type actually. Here AI means auto increment. So like this, we have different meanings for all these things actually. So this is one column. Now another column, if you want to add here, name for example I'm giving. So it's a varchar is given. If you want to edit, you just click here, so that you can change the size actually, varchar of 20. So you want to check this as a not null, so click the not null actually. So it is a UI based creation actually. So you don't need to bother about the script actually, whether you are writing syntactically right or wrong, but it will take care internally by just giving like this. Then for example, like this you can create. Then what I am doing, okay, let us take one more, marks. Then here you can change the data type. So here you can see all data types are there. Okay, so whatever data type you want, that you can take directly here. So for example, I'm going for marks. So let us take decimal. So if you have 4,2, then this is going to take. Now what will happen? Suppose my table creation is over. I want to create it actually. Now go for the apply. So if you click on the apply, it will show you the script. This is the script, whatever you did here. Okay. Now if you click on apply, this table is going to create student one. Student one is not existed yet now. So if I click on apply, then it is going to execute that script. So it is done successfully. Finish it. Now come to this part. Under the tables, you just refresh it actually. So you can see student one table. Okay. So like this, you can create a table by using command line like this. Manually you can create. So you must know the syntax, or by using the MySQL workbench, you can create the tables actually. Okay.